finish this.
One, okay.
Yeah.
Get up quick. This is.
All right, I'm done. Listen, but hey, it's Friday.
Sell it.
It's casual Friday. What do you do? I'm poolside.
Cool. You know what I do
Leave
on
me
Fridays?
be. Leave me be. Work time's done. It's time to have some fun.
I can't do this right now.
Hang up on my.
Okay.
There. Get the heck.
It's like to the last minute. It's 5:07 right now.
I can't stand it. What are you supposed to do? What type of world are we living in? No one gets any free time. Walking around all full of business. And everyone's all up in mine, and I can't stand it.
How's business going for you, by the way?
Business is booming.
Sounds like it.
Ah, there we go. Casual Friday in the pool.
Nice. So Tetra, huh?
Oh, I have no idea. Don't even talk to me about it. It's a rumor I heard around the old water cooler. Tetra. It's a thing to get.
Well, okay. Maybe you should look a little closer at the water cooler.
What do I know about secrets? I don't want to gossip, and I think that's got some sort of, that's illegal. We don't want to be doing that sort of thing. Luckily, no one's here.
You're going to drink that coffee that was left behind, huh?
I found it.
Yeah, that's true. It's only half melted, so.
Listen here.
Gotta say I'm a little jealous.
It's delicious, all right?
I bet it
and
is.
Cheers to another poolside casual Friday.
Yeah, we made it. Just barely.
God,
the skin of my teeth. What a week.
Well, it's too much. Work never stops.
It doesn't.
They bring it with you. You try to go on vacation, now you can't go on vacation. You try to have a Friday and just sit and relax, you can't do that.
Randomly, I was looking up the thing of like bad habits, like what's the most common bad habits, so just, kicking around. And all the American ones all had to do with working too long. Like that,
Really?
that's like the rest of the world. See, yeah, because they were talking about bad habits that have spread to other parts of the world, and it was all working long hours, working lunches, like eating well, which I do, eating fast food. It was all these kind of like working too hard, too fast kind of things. And
well, that's time is money, and people are obsessed with it now.
Right.
Because
but our country in particular.
You got a crunch. Well, I'm not surprised. It used to be. Isn't Japan very much known for that? Japan's very much known for having a sick work ethic. And I think we have finally caught up, because now also when you live in the world where the clock don't matter, because when it's midnight here, it's noon over there. So you got to be up and operating if you're doing some of these wheeling and dealing.
It becomes normalized too when you start checking work on the emails
all
on the weekend
time
and stuff, and it's you don't don't really think about it.
They don't expect you to be off. Even on the weekends, you get emails. I'm surprised. I get emails, all this stuff. Mondays are especially like, holy geez, but then, boy, Fridays at like 4 o'clock, everyone's just really like, hey, by the way,
Yeah, I had this buy and sell order I had to take care of at 4:59 today. That's
just quick, got to sneak it on in there at the end of the week.
Right. It's one of those kind of like I got almost like to go back to last week, the time management. Like I've got plenty of time. And Friday at 4 comes and
last licks, bottom of the ninth.
How it goes.
So that's what it feels like to me, because no one gets to take a break. My dad works far too hard nowadays. He didn't used to work hard. Be able to take off weekends, do some of that gardening, take care of the lawn they love so much.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching. Have you seen the David Letterman show at all? The new one? Did you see the Howard Stern one?
Not yet.
Oh, you
I've
should
been
watch it.
saving it.
It's fantastic. I watched it last night. But one of the things he was talking about was his 35 years on the show. He said the first 20 years especially, all his relationships suffered, and even like the early years of his son, like he said, my career was everything. And Howard Stern said the same thing, even more so, that his first marriage was doomed. He said, I didn't deserve to be. She didn't deserve to have. No, I don't know what I'm saying. She should have left.
I kind of pick it up. No one deserved to be treated like that.
Yeah. And he.
It happens. It happens. It happens with even military wives. It happens with other people that take great commands. Again, professional wrestling. It always, the family is a big sacrifice, because the career, as a person that does realize when you live in the world where it don't stop, and
also go ahead.
You don't stop, and you're always kind of constantly busy, because you always are trying to keep up, in a way, and sometimes you think that's how you got to play. So you work nonstop, and it becomes the thing where you do realize it's a full-time. It is so full-time. It's not about, this ends 9 to 5. And I'm done.
Right.
And then it's family time, and then a little television, and then a little bit of this. It's not carved out like that for a lot of people.
I wonder why, because what he was saying that was interesting is what he realized from that was he was being super self-centered about that the whole time. Because you get this idea like, why aren't you appreciating? I'm putting all these hours in, and I'm doing it for the family. I think that happens a lot. That kind of resentment.
Because it's work. Right. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. But what he was saying was, really, it was to feed my ego this whole time. That's why I was trying to get. He was doing fine financially.
Sure, yes, but there's fine financially, and then oh, what? Then you're expected to stop? Like, what, are you supposed to stop?
No, but I guess, what he was saying was he wished he knew what he was doing it for at the time. Because he's still got a radio show, Howard Stern. He does it every day. But
some of these guys that have been grinding for over 2 decades, 2.5, I mean, that is something, right, you have been doing it a long time.
Right.
Like when I do think about other people in that category, like there does come to a point where it is like, you stop. But do you decide to go out on top? A lot of this, I think, of Jerry Seinfeld. Like Jerry Seinfeld talks about this sort of thing. And also, I like to call my life what it is. It's a good excuse for, why I'm single. But
well, that's part. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a good time to be single when you're trying to.
Because you have to be. Because it's not about taking breaks. And again, you realize that I think I've said this before. Other people, regular Joes, normies, I call them, that do work during the week. They're working toward, and their passion goes toward the weekend of. Going to get laid is a full-time job, and going out and meeting people, and bros and people that are confident in doing that lifestyle. Whereas there's a whole different demographic of nerds and kind of average embarrassed people that they don't work toward that as their prime example. And people work on their music or they work on a business. Something
occupies. To the
occupies.
weekends anymore.
Well, again, I think the game changes when you're full-time relationship, when you're married, because that is a big goal for people's weekends and how they spend time. Is going out and hunting it, full-time job. So when you take that out of the equation, then you don't have a family, you don't have children to take care of. As you watch your friends have children, and then you realize, yep, it's the same as everyone. It doesn't matter how cool they are and how cool they were, what they were like. You have a baby now.
Sure.
It's different.
Yeah, I always love to man, he's changed. You're a child. He's
of course he's got a big responsibility.
Trying to keep a human alive right now.
Yeah, and that's very difficult.
He doesn't hang out anymore.
Babies are stupid.
I know they can't do anything,
and they're so dumb and bad at it.
They need to get better. We got to teach babies.
You know what babies got to do? Grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Grow up, take some responsibility, babies.
Be a big boy.
Come on, be a big boy.
Or girl.
It's 2018. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of that's what a lot of it is when it comes to business. But then there's the thing that we've been able to do, which is almost a full-time job, and that's what some of this is, where you realize, because part of it is you want to go to clubs and you hear about meetings and you hear about these things, and a lot of people, they don't even think about it. But when you actually do go to there's a film club at the Jewish Community Center. Oh, let's go to a meeting. Oh, there's something happening. It's a startup drinks event over at this bar. Let's go to that and interact with the people and talk to them and meet people. Then you go to another thing, and then you go to another thing.
Yeah, that's networking.
Yeah.
So interesting you bring that up.
Yeah. Well, I'm good at this. Come on, it's been on my mind all week.
So there's a big networking week this week.
We hung out.
Yeah.
We networked this week.
Right.
It was fun.
Right.
Over at the what's it called?
Yeah, it's KY Jelly.
That place, the KY Jelly Manufacturing Company over on 6th. That's obviously what they produce there.
Yeah.
And I think there's some sort of grocery store. Sure. But over there at the fun, creative Tucson studios at 1100 South 6th, we had a fun fundraising awareness, more like awareness raising type mixer event with Local First Arizona. Right?
Yeah. And did you enjoy it?
That was one of the best things I've been to. And I've been to these startup drinks, and I've been to these other things.
You have? And what was the difference, would you say?
This one had a good vibe, and this one had a lot to see. Coming here's like a little bit of an amusement park, remember?
Yeah,
a lot of people,
there's lots of stuff to do.
We've called this studio that we hang out with down the road over like this kind of gem. And in Tucson, people love gems. So there was a little part of me, I'm not going to lie to you, 100% truth, that I'm like, so many more people know about it now, I know. Because we tend to have a lot of fun around there, and everyone's so unaware of the place. Why is no one here? Why is there not a line to make things?
Like a band that no one knows, and everyone starts liking them.
It's like a fun underground secret club of fun idiots that hang out, and now everyone's going to know that the fun idiots hang out at that place.
You got to let it go.
But you got to try to attract more fun, better idiots. You got to put the word out there. Otherwise, no idiots will show up at all.
No, they won't. There will be no more idiots.
Right.
You need idiots.
You need wacky idiots to put on a fun time in a creative space.
Because the town drunk, he was always there for everyone's amusement. He would fall into the water thing, and
we got a few of those around Tucson. The town I bum a smoke. There's plenty of those too. But no, it was really cool to meet a lot of the people. Downtown Radio was there, and I love them because I do 99.1 FM. It's Laughter Hours of Frank Powers, by the way. A little change in the branding.
A few of your worlds kind of came together.
A few of my worlds. So if you look at that,
right in your sweet spot there. Like
it was really fun.
Concentric circle thing in the middle.
It's a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
I was right there in the middle. Right there in the middle.
So you
plenty of organizations.
And you generally like networking anyway, right?
Well, you don't realize that sometimes when you see a guy, up front of a thing, and it's like, oh, they put together a party, and that guy comes off as like, well, he's just a happy guy. Yeah, guess why? He's a happy guy that likes to do things and be nice to people. Like, what's his ulterior motive? No, this is it.
Yeah, he's in the boardroom, like, slamming a desk.
Yeah, that's what these local things are. Like, the startup community, it's a community.
Right.
Startup community, just like there's a gaming community, which is horrifying. But just like they're very visceral, the gaming community.
Yeah.
The go out in real life, real world community, that's not in the YouTube comments, that's not in the horrors of the internet where everyone's a monster. Right. It's real life. And you meet a bunch of people that like the same thing that you do. And remember what I always say about stuff? It's how we met. Don't try and make your friends do the things you want to do. Make friends with the people doing the things you want to do.
Right.
And that's when you come to a television station right down the road there.
You can almost see it because it's a stone's throw,
right?
as they say.
You can see the K. So you don't want to slip in the Y. So when you do that, that's how it works. Because everyone gets to podcast episode 1 or episode 2 or 3 of a thing. And it's hard because you're trying to pull a weight of someone that's not actually kind of like that all the time. And they agreed to do a thing with you. They agreed to maybe buy a Muppet with you. They agreed to do some fun things and make some home movies. But then you start to make it like, no, we got to work on this.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Right.
When I was like back home. That's kind of how it was.
When you go make friends with people that it's just like, hey, we got to work on this, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Where you
Take
find
it as
a
like
writing
challenge.
partner, right?
Sure.
And you find someone that's like, I'm a storyteller. Oh, I make comics. I write stuff. I'm a comedy writer. I like to do improv. No kidding.
Right.
So we've met people here, and then other people put on shows, the comedy shows that happen over at the Creative Tucson.
So kind of like-minded.
Yup.
Just attracting that.
Yup.
Yeah.
And then you start to bump into each other because you start doing things. And that's the only way that this sort of thing works. Networking is about familiarity, and familiarity is about trust. And that's how you move ahead in business.
That's how you get it.
That's how it is. That is how it is. Because people recognize you.
Right. Yeah, like the one long conversation I had, it was like somebody I saw at another event the night before, and that was the line right there, like, hey, you were at blah, blah, blah. And
we have the same thing. We've now hung out 2 days in a row.
Yeah, so it's like you have to mention it. Like
That's friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the friendship pulled into port.
Yeah.
You got to jump on that friendship, join the crew.
Just being visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it's tough because it's hard to not be a wallflower, and it's, even for a guy
Really
like
tough.
me, it's a pain in the butt sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I obviously overcompensate. But that's why I prefer to host things. I like to host some of these networky
so you're already
things.
doing that.
Yeah.
So I was like reading this book. It's called Captivate, and it's about like networking and stuff. But that was like one of the things that she said was like her bit of advice was kind of like hang out around the host, or like at least in his vicinity,
Really?
because that's where like everyone's going. Everyone's in a good mood. The host is in a good mood. And
Well, that's what
so it's
everything
kind of
is. Everything is a nucleus.
Right.
You gotta find all the different ones that's the center of one, and then inside that's the center of one, and then inside that room, and then at that table, that's just what it is.
So I realized that like especially startup drinks, it just occurred to me that I had to been to a couple of those when I first moved
fun.
here.
I love the startup thing. Look at this.
I think it's that
Start
one.
it up.
I recall
There it
like
is. Look, all these stickers are half the places that came the other
Wow.
day. Heck yeah.
Thanks. All right, little endorsement there.
That's right. That's what you do.
So they had like, I remember there was like a keg of beer there and stuff. And I filled up the beer and I just kind of like hung out near the bathroom.
Yeah.
By myself. That was like my experience there. And
What a horrible night.
yeah, it was. But
No.
I've done that a few times.
I've done that, but I
went up to Phoenix,
Yeah.
another one, all the way up to Phoenix, and like didn't talk to a single person.
Oh, you just got to do it.
I know.
You got to put yourself out there.
It was so bad.
And that's why, again, I do overcompensate. And that's me anyway. I'm lucky I've worked on this. Because, again,
Well, it's fine, though. I mean,
stage fright, terrified of this
Right.
sort of thing. I've gone to many a room and been terrified. But you got to do that when you're 22 and
Right.
24.
Yeah,
and
at a
then,
certain
okay.
point.
And you hit certain, things. But then there's nothing you can teach. Because some of it's just about
guess,
like, well, in your mid-30s, right?
Yeah, but I guess you
like,
need-
that's just it.
But you need some of those opening lines. That's always my thing. The opening line is always tough.
Let me tell you, I got a good one.
Okay. Hit me.
Hello.
That's not
My name's Joel. What do you do?
So there you go.
Okay.
Hello is weird.
Not really.
Hello, and then just don't say
Well,
anything
then
else.
don't stare at them like a fool. I've wound up making
Hello,
this.
and then you say your turn.
Yeah. Try a knock joke. Just walk up to strangers. Well, let me tell you, I did this the other night at the party because I did work the room because I love doing it. because I like volunteering over there at the nonsense place.
Sure.
I'm the ambassador of entertainment. Damn, I'm going to make it count.
Slipping around on the KY all day.
So there was a Mad Libs that we did.
Okay.
Like, right? And so
Yep.
how do we get all of these nouns and adjectives from people? As if someone's going to sit and, it's hard to do.
Right. Yeah.
And you're at a big networking event that was very packed, and a lot of people are bumping into each other and seeing each other. These things are very social and fun. You see a lot of familiar faces when you keep going to them. Again, I ran into a bunch of bosses, like people that I'm like...
That you worked for?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's, it's one of these things where sometimes it's fun to have a fun group activity.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun where they have these small, like it's speed dating. That's the startup
Sure,
community
I can
kind of
see
does that.
Like, I probably would be good at that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they're a little tough. But this one, there was a game that they were trying to do, and it was so people could sit in front of cameras and do all this stuff so that they wouldn't be on the spot with what to do.
Right.
Because it's not easy. So you gotta sit there and read the news. But I walked around and I got, hey, how's it going? Just not to interrupt your conversation, with a clipboard and all this stuff. I said, I need an adjective from you, and I need a noun from you, and I need this from that. And people dug it.
Yeah,
so I
that's a
just
good one.
literally intruded on people. But that's why I like to host. Because
right,
then you
know,
get
a good thing if you get a song for everybody. Like that's how you like DJ, have like a couple songs in the
That's a
beginning,
way to do
get
it.
a song to everybody.
Yeah, I've DJ'd a thing. DJ'd my first wedding.
I know, I was there.
Wasn't that fun?
That was exciting, yeah.
By the frank powers vested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. And it happened.
I think I'll get some other gigs from that.
Legality. I can just marry
Beautiful
things.
thing. I know, you can, right.
I got a lot of power now. Like, look out, that cat and that dog, married. It's everyone's nightmare.
Walk around
I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do around
Sorry,
people.
you're stuck. This is the law.
We waiting at the crosswalk together? Just going to get it. Just say this. People do it. Married. Look out.
You just do that to see how many people.
I'll network the hell out of the whole town. I'll marry them all.
Networking.
That's right. Connecting all the dots. That's how it works. So no, it's really fun, and again, you meet people.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's your biggest kind of get in terms of networking that like led to something bigger? Anything you think of?
Tons of things.
Really?
Yeah, too many things that I even would want to bring up, to be honest with you. But a lot of it is just being welcomed into these groups.
Okay,
because then some of the activities quickly become you're at someone's home, and it's flattering.
Right.
And then you hang out, and wow, they're paying for drinks or they're paying
friends.
attention to But then you realize like, well, we have known each other for 2 years, 3 years. Oh, we have known and that's what you got to do. You got to just be out, show up, treat everything like gardening. Like, oh, I have an interest in this, and I have an interest in that, and I have an interest in that. Yeah, day one, it's fun. Week 3.5, month 3, it's boring. You've gotten into a thing, you've not kept up as much as you want. Everything's the gym. Everything's the gym.
Right.
We've all got our best
to get the
intentions.
longevity.
Yeah,
for sure.
But sticking
Tough
with
to
it
keep
and
that
routine,
momentum.
even a hobby,
Right.
is very difficult. I beg people, leave the house, leave their homes. It'll all be there. All the television shows are going nowhere.
No, it's the golden age of TV. You got to
it's
keep
great.
up.
It can just stay put. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Holy. So
That was
leave
something
the
that
house.
I'd say about like a year or two ago, like that was kind of a anxiety creating thing, like keeping up with like the Netflix shows and stuff.
That's because people just treat you like you're a champion. If you binge something, you sat on your ass for 9 hours straight. Oh, wow. Come on. Get out.
Don't remember what it was about at all. Like,
No.
I think I went into a coma after the third
Well, half
one.
of it is. Again, let's try to just digest planet Earth too. Oh, this is glorious. At least that one's educational.
Yeah.
Zombie bees. It's horrific. So that's what networking is. It's a colony of zombie ants. No, so I got to swing things back around. But all these types of events are really fun.
Voice sounds familiar.
Well, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
Like, you do get to meet lots of familiar faces, and you see people you recognize, and you do all that. You do all this stuff,
Yeah.
right? And recurring things, you make friends.
Right.
And as you've been, sitting here, I see this man wandering around as if he's looking for a damn
Okay,
golf
I
course.
heard a voice that
Well,
I
he was
recognized.
shouting for.
Oh. Hey, what's
Hey,
up? Hey,
you
what's
found
up?
us.
Hey guys, what's up?
You found us.
I heard
Hey,
you.
I'm looking for the golf course. Is
I can
this-
tell.
Yeah, well, you were yelling over there. What were you?
Yeah.
Why were you screaming at the guy?
Well, he was like, "This isn't the golf course. This is the pool," and I was like, "I'm telling you something. I beg to differ, buddy. I'm gonna check it out." And I turned out. Okay. This is the golf course.
No.
No.
okay.
This is the
Poolside.
pool. This is the pool.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That guy was right then.
Yes.
Okay.
He was.
Very.
He works here. That's.
Oh.
But the one thing he should know. The
Okay.
first thing they tell him the day is that's the golf course. This is the the pool, so
Okay.
he did his job.
All right.
Yeah.
I should apologize to him later.
Yeah, we'll give him. We tip him. We'll
Okay,
give him a
then I won't
sweeter
apologize
tip.
to him. Then.
We're not
tip-
supposed to be in here.
You
Yeah, I
tip
give
him?
him a tip at the end.
Oh.
That's why we're not getting arrested when we come here.
Okay. All right.
I have exactly $0.
Yeah, all right. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Well, good to see you,
Good
though.
ones.
I'll hang out here a little while instead
How's-
of going to
Sure,
the golf course.
sure.
Yeah.
It's good to see
Do you want to switch
good to
these?
see. What?
Do you want to switch these? It looks.
No,
kind
I'm
of-
good.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
enjoying it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just don't fall in the pool.
I won't. I'll do
right.
my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Well, looking for the golf course now.
Right, sure.
You know, what I was thinking about that would be fun about the golf course is it's like a real old-fashioned way to like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, like network. You know?
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know,
See,
like
this
kind of.
is what happens at
Wow.
things. It's the hive mind, okay? This is what starts
Yes.
happening when you hang out, people.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you're putting out these brain waves as if people are wandering around, they're looking, they're lost, literally and figuratively. He heard exactly what we were
Maybe he
broadcasting.
wasn't really looking for the golf course, like deep down.
Right. It's
Maybe-
a metaphor.
Well,
Sure.
I mean, deeply.
We're all
in-
looking for it. the
Yeah,
golf
deeply
course.
in my soul, like I'm looking for more than the golf course.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
But yeah. Were you guys talking about?
That's exactly what
That's
we're
what
talking
we're talking about networking.
Holy moly!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yep, yep.
What are the odds on that one?
Sure. We were actually talking about the. You were there the other night, the networking event that we had in at the KY building.
Yeah, yeah,
down the
yeah.
street,
The one down the
road.
street.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, the
that's
one
just a little ways
on
down
the
the street
avenue.
from here.
It's over there.
Yeah, if we could see it, I mean, yeah, you could probably. With good arm, you could probably hit it.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
we won't do that.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great. That was really amazing.
Sure. So you came out a little late.
So here's what happened to me.
Kind of that after party
Yeah.
party.
This-
Because I don't take you as a late guy.
Okay, well this was silly of me. I'm not usually a late guy. This was real silly, okay. So what happened was it was probably my fault. I thought it was at 7 and it was actually at 5.
Right.
And then
ended at 7.
Exactly. I think that may have been what it was, but I thought it started at 7. So then what I thought I usually am like a little early on time. I thought I'd be real smart. Like, no. Everybody, like, no one's going to be there. If
Right.
you come right at the
Slide in
beginning,
whenever it
it's
is. Yep, yep.
no one's going to be there. Like, come at 7:30.
Yeah.
And then, like, the party will be going and you'll just make your entrance and it'll be great.
Right. You were confident in that decision. Like,
Exactly.
that's-
No, I was
that's
great.
the
I
right
thought
way
that
to
was
be.
great. Yeah. And then I walk in and they say they had actually ended 10 minutes ago. So.
Yep.
Just the guy mopping the floor at the end.
Yeah. Like,
Well, luckily it went way later than it was supposed
Right,
to.
it
because
was
people hung
great.
out, which is always the sign
I
of a
was
good
there
event, right?
past 10 o'clock.
No, me
good
too.
time.
On a work
Yes, it
night too,
was.
on a school night.
I
On
know.
a school night.
Yeah.
on a school night.
Parties on a Wednesday. Local things, that's who.
Yeah.
Because they got to
Right,
fit it in
exactly.
to
Right.
that weird work schedule. 5
Exactly.
o'clock. That's when things get casual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you get
Just
started
take
unbuttoning
things
the
off.
shirt.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I was heading to the golf course, but this is my cash golf.
Yeah,
wear.
look,
You're looking
Yeah.
good.
Thank you. Thank
Represent
you.
Alice
Arizona
Cooper.
style.
Yeah, I love Alice Cooper. He's legitimately not facetiously in any way. He's a hardworking guy
He's
too.
your guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He's
He's been around for
He's
a long
still
time.
doing radio every night. I love it.
Doing radio?
Yes. Nights with Alice Cooper. I listen to it all the time. I actually really do. And he loves the Yardbirds. You got to give a shout out to the Yardbirds.
I like the Yardbirds.
You know,
Yeah,
we talk
yeah,
about
sure.
Alice Cooper. He
Was
loves them
that,
Yardbirds.
He loves the Yardbirds, that guy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Beck. Was he a Yardbird? No, Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Right? And
I feel
wasn't
like
two of them
everyone
one?
was a Yardbird.
Yeah, yeah, like every guitar. Because I think Jeff Beck or Jimmy Page, maybe.
I think he might have been a Yardbird.
Yeah, maybe all of them. Yngwie Malmsteen. Was
Right,
a Yardbird.
exactly. Winston
List 'em
Churchill,
all.
you
Yes,
know, like
he was.
everybody. They were all Yardbirds.
Yeah, list them all.
Yeah, list them all. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you were around in the '60s, you were a Yardbird.
Yeah, that's some networking right there.
There
you
you
know?
go. Yeah, yeah.
That-
That's
but,
how they all.
Like, legitimately, though. That's
Just get
how
the
things-
Yardbirds and mix them with some Ramones, and basically
Yeah.
that's enough to
Yeah.
start anything.
Right.
Sure.
But it's weird because that actually is kind of how you find out things happen. Like, there are all these famous people that are involved in stuff, and then, like, you go back to early projects and, like, oh, they all got their start
Definitely.
on one thing or another.
Yeah, before like the internet, what I used to do is get the liner notes on an album and look
okay.
through who they thanked, and they would thank a bunch of bands, and then I would go buy some of those bands and see who they thanked, and that was like how I found new
There
music.
you go.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's
Awesome.
funny?
Digging deep.
Is literally, I just talked about that with Craig the other day at Wave Lab.
Okay.
So I was at Wave Lab on the day of the party doing a shoot.
Yeah.
All right, so we were Wave Lab. Wave Lab studio is amazing. Mm-hmm. And that was something he brought up, is that, can kids today do that? What do? They download an album, what do? You don't get the liner notes anymore. You don't get you don't get these booklets,
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
stuff.
Super
Right.
And it's
disposable.
like, yep, and it's like, so no one knows who did this and who did that.
Exactly,
Because he
who was
worked on
responsible for it.
like a bunch of amazing stuff with
Oh yeah,
local
he did. Yeah,
bands.
Nico Case,
Nico
all of
Case,
the
yep.
Wow.
the big. Who's the big band from here? I can never remember. Klexico.
Klexico.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's done all the Klexico stuff.
Yeah.
Devachka.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's
You-
got a Wikipedia page.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
I know.
Wow.
I mean, is there any? That's
Is there anything better?
Yep.
Check it off that bucket
That's
list.
as good as it
made it.
gets.
Well, I think IMDb is the next. You want that next? I want to get that IMDb page.
You think that's higher than Wikipedia?
I think so.
Because there's a lot of
because-
people on IMDb that don't have Wikipedia pages.
Yeah?
I would argue Wikipedia.
But I think
page is
anyone
higher.
can make a Wikipedia page. IMDb, you got to do some real
No,
work.
I think you can submit things to IMDb.
you have to do some real work on a project.
Yeah, but it can be like I could. There's probably a couple
You probably
projects
need to
I've
be in
worked on.
SAG.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's easier than you think.
Well, we'll
Okay.
have to look at
I think the gatekeepers at Wikipedia are a little
well,
more.
you know what? Again,
Yeah.
that's all networking too, because it's Hollywood.
It is right.
gotta
Because
be
if I have a
so
friend who's one of
exactly.
the
That's
editor
all it is.
people,
The guys,
it's
you know?
it's a
That's all it
committee
is.
of people who decide what
Right.
it is. So you have it in. Give me a Wikipedia page,
Yeah,
dude.
look
Come
at
on.
There you
Make
go.
me Twitter official.
Yeah.
That's right.
How does
Right.
that
Like, what is
Star.
it- yeah, exactly.
You got
How
to
does
be
that
this
work?
proven celebrity that they go for that, and then it's a big deal when they get it.
Yeah.
Because they get the little star badge next to them, so you know it's them for real.
You are verified.
Verified.
That's it.
verified.
Yep.
Someday.
Official, the real.
Just like that. They love it. It's magic. It's all this ranking system.
I would
That's
like to
all
know
that works.
the person who has like a fake, like I don't know, like match slap page or some like hacky political whatever. Like who's making fake pages of these people?
Well, everyone.
Are they of like?
Yes. Look at
like,
your average screen name,
not
sir.
even D-list celebrities like below that.
Everyone.
Fake accounts.
Fake?
Why not?
Why not?
People tweet as other people's body parts these days.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Hulk
that's
Hogan's
funny.
mustache. Tweets at this.
Yeah.
I'm so and so's lips. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
true.
what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a nonsensical world out there. Every
Right.
screen name is insane.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just Rocco's Modern Life 892 ad. Like because that's what I chose to do.
Right.
True.
That fandom. That's what it all is. Everyone's a reference.
Real passionate about Rocco's Modern Life, like that number too.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Two
Probably.
people. Damn it.
Probably their
All right.
their code.
I'm gonna bring us back because we got way off topic there. We were
Okay.
talking about Wave. Yeah, we sure did. You were explaining Wave Lab, and you were at a Wave Lab shoot.
Yeah, because networking, and so how
Right.
did that work? Were we talking about what
Yeah, that was.
networking back?
It was the middle of a story.
No,
at the
it's
beginning.
because he talked about the liner notes and how you can't look up.
Right.
You don't get that with you, and that's
Oh, that was
exactly
it. That was the
what
whole
you
thing.
said.
I thought it was supposed
And
to
you-
lead to something else.
No, it was that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that wasn't bold enough.
No, it was.
point for you.
I
didn't
mean, it
realize.
didn't quite. No. I just could have sworn it was the beginning of like the.
A grand tale.
A grand
of
tale.
network.
Yeah,
Well, and then we hung out. We did a shoot there. It was great. I got him, charmed him a little bit. Got him and Chris to come on down to that networking event. It was really fun.
There we go.
Well,
Okay.
there you go.
Maybe that's all I was looking for.
That's all you need, because then there's
need the
that.
resolution of the
And I'm-
story.
Yeah, and I'm going to KXCI in a week to talk to them and really get a tight-knit group around these communities and get all the figureheads talking to one another and build some bridges, because that's what I like to do.
That's
Between what,
wonderful.
radio?
That's what I'm trying to do.
I love
All
it.
of them.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Right?
Okay. Between
And
the
that's
radio.
these community things. That's why you got to go to public events, go to public meetings. Remember, I go to City Hall. Dude, I go to City Hall. I got to get involved with all this stuff that happens.
You do.
Make flyers and stuff.
They need folks like you. They really do.
Yeah, should they do?
Honest to God.
Yeah, and let me tell you, because I put out that video, like you saw I did that there. That's another thing you could go do with that KY thing, is you put out rants like you're a news reporter, as
Right.
if they mean anything. But it's good to do it.
It's
because
great.
That's what public access and doing all that stuff and being involved in the local community is all about.
Yeah.
There are faces behind the places. That's what I always say. All those buildings
like
and
that.
stores are a person or two
Yeah.
or three, and they've probably been there for 28 years,
Right.
And there's a reason that place has a vibe. Like,
Yeah.
so you don't want people to march all over it. And you got to show up. But you
No,
got
I'm
to show
with
up to
you.
meetings.
It always comes down to showing up.
It always comes down to leaving your house and showing up. I swear. That's how you get success. That's how you get over being a wallflower. That's how you get over all this stuff. Just give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that was what always was strange about my thing was because I would go to a lot of events, but I literally wouldn't talk to anybody.
because you got to.
Spend a lot of
Let
time.
me ask you, how would you go out? Would you go out and be like, here we go, there's gonna be time. I know I'm gonna get a beer and it's gonna stink and this is gonna happen. Did you get your hopes up sometimes maybe this time be different? Like, or did you try? Because some of it with me, well here, answer that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I don't remember my thinking.
'Cause
I
I-
was hopeful enough to go.
Right.
I've been in similar positions. I feel like I'm interested because you go out and network and stuff. But it is. I don't know if it's hard for everybody, but at least it's hard for me sometimes to just be to kind of like put yourself out there and be like, hey, want to talk about anything
Yeah,
right now?
yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
If you go,
And you
it's
know what
hard
it
at a
is?
bar or a party. It's harder to party, right?
It is.
At a party,
harder
you're
at a-
like, so how do you know Sarah? Like,
Right.
I think a bar is way harder. What I was going to say is
I agree.
I
Because
don't
the
like,
bar's just strangers.
Yeah.
And well, I'm talking about networking events. I just find the more crowded, the harder it is.
Yeah.
Like the one the other night, it was like enough. Like I'm constantly paranoid that I'm in people's way all the time.
Nope, that's you. Are you in traffic? Are you worried about the person driving behind you like a little too much?
Always.
See, you gotta not worry about it.
That's why I don't drive.
See?
I'm constantly worried about.
Constantly on his...
Oh, this guy. I should go faster, and then
See?
I'm going 80 on like
See?
Speedway.
Don't get pushed around. That's you. I used to do that too. Like, were you worried about this? I'd be worried about it. I'd be worried about catching people's eyes.
Not anymore. This is like old.
That's then, but there's still other things that you have, or that are still a little shadow of that situation.
Sure.
Like not talking to people things and having a hard time doing it and doing whatever. Like some of it is, and that's what I ask. Like when you go out, like sometimes I'm going out to things. It's like I put on music and I'm getting pumped. Like I'm excited. Let's give it a shot.
Right.
Then you get there and maybe it stinks and maybe it didn't work out. But I did try because I realized that at a point, and I was talking about this with a buddy of mine. A buddy of mine that got on he's on Westworld.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Good buddy. Good
right,
buddy.
and it's like, wow, that happened, and that's how we found out. Okay, like, so, and it's fun to see hard work pay off.
Right.
Because I know how hard he worked, to just have roll on, but that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And so, you think about how to do this stuff, and I'm almost losing my train of thought, but watching that person succeed and like get to that point, with that, was like
I hated it.
no, it's big. It's
I
big.
looked at the screen and I was just.
That's
it's
like a
big
common
to see hard work pay
response.
off, and we talked about how some people asked me this. I got it. If I'm afraid of it, I have to push it harder. So at these events, I would eventually overcome stage fright and talking to people in public events because if it scared me, I'm like, you got to beat it. Like, and it became an obsession. Like the way people probably do sit-ups. I haven't beaten that yet. But when it comes to the mental sit-ups of getting better at talking to people and hanging out and addressing and looking around and eye contact, not worrying about it, because they're just like a squirrel. They're just as nervous too. And it doesn't matter if it's a 50-year-old guy. He's out talking to new strangers too.
Right.
And you watch being approached. Again, watch how someone approaches you sometimes. Like, it's not like anyone knows anything. They don't.
Like they always say around here with the rattlesnakes, they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
That's right. See, where I grew up, it was squirrels.
Okay.
In Tucson, it's rattlesnakes.
Honest to God.
Yeah, rattlesnakes. I never heard of that. I was.
That was a thing.
Like they say, put the jelly in the tamale and everything will be all right.
Right.
It's so specific to the.
It's just like they say in Tucson. The heat, no heat can live with it. I don't know.
It's a very confusing saying.
Right, exactly. Like they say in Tucson, a mountain, that's a nice place.
That's a nice.
I'll come up with as many as I can, but not right now.
Oh, one of my favorites, Tucson. Tucson. Can I bump a cigarette? I think that's
There you go. Okay, that's very realistic.
Tucson.
Yeah.
So good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is
that a
that is
thing?
a very
Yeah, it's fun. Tucson memes. It's a Facebook page. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
okay, yeah.
There's some people on there who do some funny stuff.
That's good.
Hilarious. Tucson memes. Hilarious.
Whoever you are.
Yeah, check them out.
Keep it.
It's a bunch of people because it's Facebook.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. If you're afraid of it, you gotta do it. And that's where I always talk about. Like I've kind of overcompensated in some departments. Where it is like crazy hosts and all this stuff. Because I had stage fright, but I want to be a performer. But god damn, I'm terrified. And like it's different. And everyone has their different experience growing up, whether they decided to go be an actor or do stand up or do an open mic. Yeah, doing an open mic for me for like 4 years ago was a terrifier.
See, I'm not scared of that at all.
Yeah.
I've never been nervous. Like there was one time when I was nervous. It was like the 5th time, and it was like this weird freak thing. But otherwise, that was never. Yeah, it was so much less like intimidating than I expected to be.
I feel the same way. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm just unusual or not, but for whatever reason, if I'm like in front of a crowd or like in that host situation, that doesn't really bother me. It's like when you're in those one-on-one things, that is for
in
me.
a big crowd is worse.
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely. I'd rather be
true.
speaking to the crowd than be in the crowd.
Exactly.
That's why I prefer to host. Because you have an excuse,
for sure.
and then you are kind of the nucleus.
Right.
Of
As
some
do
stuff.
I prefer to kind of.
And when you're done, people are kind of coming to you and hey, starting a conversation.
And that's even the thing. That's why I liked volunteering at the thing and got way involved because I wanted people to know I'm way involved in the place.
Be
way involved.
Be the main people involved. I could see that.
So it was fun. I was kind of giving little tours. It was a good time.
There you go.
Telling people the crazy stuff we do.
When I bought this place, I was.
I started as a volunteer, but quickly things escalated.
I worked my way up from the bottom.
Yeah, right to the middle.
Started in the mailroom.
So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I do like them. You make friends, you hang out with people. It's an excuse to bump into people casually that you might not hang out with week to week, but you get to see them every once and again. And again, that is what plants the seeds for a friendship, because then all of a sudden it's been like, I have known you for like 2-3 years now.
Right.
You for like
I see you at everything.
Yep.
You know, like once that's then let's be friends.
Sometimes it'll
Why
be
is there
the
any
two of
reason?
you. It's just like school, man. Everything's school. Everything's the same politics of school, and mentally it's the same
Good
thing.
point.
Oh, it is. Because sometimes, guess what? If it's you and another person that you've never really hung out with at these things, but you've seen each other, but now you're the only two who tried a new event, and you're the only two that recognize, now you're got a drinking buddy all night.
True.
Because the two of you will like side up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yep.
I've done that
You're the
plenty of
misfits.
times. Well, you're
In a way,
you
like,
have
you know?
a buddy.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
It's all the buddy system. Even moving, I want everyone to move across the country. Move far away, but all you need is a best friend in an area. Move to that area. You just
There you
need
go.
one.
Yeah.
One friend to get you started, because you just need someone to go to the
Definitely.
movies
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
and someone
yeah.
to do some things with.
Yep,
Hey,
I
check
did.
this out with me.
Right.
You know,
There you go.
that's how you do it. It's tough because that
It
is
was a good
what the
experience.
network.
I feel like I came out of my shell doing that a little
Yeah.
bit.
No,
Because
that's
you get
true.
comfortable. I mean, it's definitely East Coast. I don't know if it's like this in New York, but like, at least in Boston, like everyone.
Step on your feet and push you down.
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, we have class.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you got a lot of class. It's all low, Boston.
There we go. There's a Boston meme right there.
So anyway.
Another Facebook
But like your friends, you're very like this insular, very tight group. And I picked up a guy from Worcester the other night, which is like in central Massachusetts, and he was saying, he was telling his girlfriend in the back about them. He's like, people from the East Coast are great, they'll kill for you, but like they hate everybody. And that's how it is. It's like you got your friends, but everyone on the outside, like, what an idiot. Like
Right.
you're just, you know.
No, it's the truth.
And it takes a lot for an outsider to come in. And so it's weird, you know, you grew up 30-something years in that thing. I've had these
It's
friends
a bubble.
forever since like middle school.
Yeah.
And then coming here, and it's like, oh, I gotta make friends.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's very interesting. On Long Island, I've noticed it because when I go back, it's like you do, because you bump into strangers, and even like, oh, my old tenant, like I lived above them and they lived below me at like we were rented.
Okay.
But they're Italian, and my grandfather was in the same union as him, so they treat us. You want to come on, meatballs? We're making this, and that. Could you not run down the stairs a bit? You paid, you know, it's like, oh yeah, you can, whatever, you know, because you go back there and it's super fun big Italian family that welcomes you in. And all you got to know, oh, what, you Italian? But man, they are the angriest, meanest club
yeah, like
ever.
if you're not in that,
These
bubble, like
prick bastards, done. Like,
No.
but that's what it is. So it is so fascinating
It's
to go
this
back there and you can meet
tribalism
anybody.
kind of thing that
well, that's
still
what it
exists
is.
there, yeah.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's a lot of how it all is, and that's how it is everywhere.
yeah, I
You
feel
know?
like less here though. I don't know. I feel like people are friendlier.
People are friendlier out in the
Yeah,
Southwest.
maybe it's
People
because
are
it's
friendlier
from,
everywhere than
yeah,
that place.
it's from a lot of people from other places
Exactly,
too,
Yes.
who
yeah.
have been in that situation.
yeah.
So
Right.
it's like, oh, I guess I'm more open now because
Yep.
you have to be.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that is a lot of it because again, the Northeast is it's just all of this, but they pushed them all together.
Sure.
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like-
There's too many damn people, and so
It's too many people in the way. It's hard to deal with.
for sure.
It makes this weird thing.
Right, that's
It
what the
really
crazy thing.
does.
Like between Tucson and Phoenix, I mean, there's a couple Casa Grande and stuff, but there's a lot of nothing.
Out in the Southwest, we got wide open spaces.
Yeah, wide open lands.
spaces.
Yeah.
Man,
Build another strip mall. Build another one.
A man can take the soil in his hand and look, and that's his own land. He can build a strip mall on it. Yeah.
And then build a strip mall.
And then he buys the land and makes it a Starbucks.
Right, exactly.
Throw another one down.
Just like the Cowboys would have wanted.
It's like houses in Monopoly. Just plunk them down.
Right.
Just like the Cowboys would have won.
Truly.
Hey, that's what people don't
Tonto,
realize.
someday
And-
there'll
and-
be a Starbucks.
Right.
And that's what it is, though. Because keep in mind, remember back in the day? We weren't there.
Yeah.
In the 1800s
I was
and
gonna
stuff,
say, no.
when all this stuff was coming together and there was no communications, it's the world is a network. You really did have to maintain these long-term relationships and do all this stuff and know the faces and know the people.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
People would have, like people would know them and they would make weird headlines, and that is a famous thing to keep track of because all you had was maybe that newspaper and many months in between.
Right.
But when you'd go to an area and again know a person, because remember that's how I always know. People used to walk around this country and they say because they're looking for work, and they'd go to where the work is. Now people grow up and they're like, I'm going to stay in my parents' basement for
Yeah,
till
yeah. There's
30,
no work here.
no one's where. It's like, well, why don't you move out to the middle of nowhere? Like I bet they're hiring in Minnesota.
Right.
Oh, it's
Sure.
cold. I don't want to move there. But they're hiring there. Go be a teacher there. They need them there. I want to live here. Well, that's not how it works.
Sure.
So it used to work where people would travel to where the jobs were.
Right, yeah.
That was a big mentality. You know, and how do you do that? You know a guy, he gets your job at the sawmill. Get you right in there. Get your job at low level.
I know the foreman.
That's right. Get you right on the floor. It's hard work, but it'll get you started.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's how it was. Yeah.
It's like that is a lot of it. And again, it's all like building a network. And
Right.
I think, you know, as more modern times get on and then you get behind screens and it is, the less you have to, because that's what it all is now, isn't it? The less you have to be comfortable, okay? Everyone wants to be comfortable.
Yeah,
and now making
right,
someone uncomfortable
right.
has become a crime with a word. You can say any word, and now, oh, you've made me uncomfortable. And oh my goodness, what a horrible thing that's happened. People don't engage things they're uncomfortable with. People don't answer the phone because they don't know who that number is. I don't know whether, like they're gonna get you, you know?
Yeah.
And people do their very best, and it's just the way we all are, to keep ourselves comfortable a lot. That's why they don't challenge fears, and that's what a lot of this is, because you got to challenge yourself. You got to do the things that you don't want to do.
Right.
And a lot of people don't. They stay comfortable,
you're saying like
a psychosis.
default mode. It's easy.
Yes.
To stick with
It
the
sure
default.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we are just kind of programmed to do that as humans.
You
Just
gotta
Yeah, I
work
think
out.
at any
if we're
sure.
safe, like it's just like don't want to leave this safe
Right.
spot
Yeah.
because the
And you
tiger's
do-
going to
and you
get
do-
us.
And you
Right.
don't have to
Yeah.
do it. Like people didn't hunt because it was like fun.
Yep.
And
No.
they had to.
You gotta
like,
push yourself.
Yeah, like you had to survive. So
Yep.
it's just we don't have to do a lot of things anymore.
Right.
Exactly.
So people don't. They don't engage.
And you do lose maybe some meaning in life.
think
and maybe
you
that's
absolutely
what that
do.
connects with depression and
Yep.
And
suicide.
people are all
does.
lonely and
Yes.
just like have terrible quality of life, but
Right.
yeah, but there's not a lot of like real immediate incentive to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't get done a lot.
Yep,
I'll
exactly. Media incentive. There you,
gotta,
go. You gotta stick with
and
it.
I'll give you the answer, because of course you asked. You want to know how you solve it? I've got the secret.
Wow.
You got a
This is
yes
it.
man, and I'm dead serious. So you know Yes Man, that movie and book,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's
Yes,
in it.
I
You got
did.
You got a yes man life. You just got to, if opportunities come up, people invite you out, people do, you just, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Oh,
I agree.
Because the thing you're not doing, especially if you do not have a child, that's one of the only things that really is in the way. All right?
Just
That's a
those
big
things.
responsibility, because
Yes.
any other thing, we all have a job, you do get off work. You know? I don't care
Right, that's
how
never
tired
an
you are.
excuse, yeah, yeah.
You know?
You gotta do something.
And then most of the other, you know, that's life. We're up, we work, we're home. If you have a child, you have a responsibility. If you have a significant other, you can bring them to the thing I'm talking about. You know, you just say, we'll plan for it and we'll go to the thing.
Right.
But you got to say yes to the things. You got to say yes when you meet people, and yes, and make it happen. Let me tell you the thing about these networking things.
I would challenge that a little bit.
Why?
Look, what if somebody comes with you? I got this business plan, right? We're
No,
gonna,
not blindly like a moron. I'm saying you got invited to go to a concert.
You gotta make
got
it
invited
clear
out
for
of your
them.
house. You got invited. I'm not saying give anyone your money, but
No,
that's
no.
where you're at.
But even doing so, I mean, like, what if somebody's sketchy asks you out? Like, you've still got to use some judgment. Like, there's definitely
course.
times where
Yes.
yes isn't.
Don't overanalyze it.
No. I'm going to go in another way.
Okay.
Is you can overextend yourself by saying yes to everything, right? If
True.
I promise 4 different people on the same night to do something, I mean, it would really.
Any other extremes you'd like
No,
to point
I'm just
out?
saying,
You
like-
could do lots of alternate dimensions of things. Yes.
Or promising 2 people this to do something.
Yes,
that happens.
you don't do that unless you're,
Right,
you know,
that's not-
Three's Company.
that's
You've
like a
invited the
sitcom
boss
plot.
over at the same time. Oh
No.
no!
But
Who's
even-
cooking the roast? I
or
burned the roast.
8 o'clock and 11 o'clock. These aren't like you never
Well,
promised.
don't try and juggle things like a
Exactly.
lunatic.
So there's a big asterisk to that. Is what I'm saying.
Say yes to option. Yeah, sure. Because he bought a lottery ticket and then gambled it away. Like that is one of the things. Sure, you can be a lunatic. Like there are people that have done it too. Anything. I don't care what you talk about. Yes, don't extreme it. Okay.
Right.
Right. But
Be careful.
say yes to opportunities, because
Yes, there
if
you
you
go.
pay attention to how many times you're probably saying no or saying like I don't really want to go to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like go to an open mic, go to an event. If someone invites you out, go to it. If a coworker invites you to a thing, go to it.
Yeah, yeah.
If your coworkers
that.
are at a thing, go to things.
Right.
Engage with people, hang out. I'm not saying if the creepy guy at work asked you to go to the movies, you have to do it.
No, but okay.
You know,
so
and
I'm-
life
I'm-
is different based on your
I know,
genders and
but we're
lives.
stuck on the extremes here. But like,
Yeah.
let's
See,
say,
dead
okay,
body.
let's use a better example. Okay, let's say you're working on a show, right?
Okay.
It's a script, you're getting it together.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm following
Someone
you.
asks you to go out.
Okay.
You don't really want to go out. You know you have to work in this thing.
Right.
So
Joel,
what
I know
do you
have to
do?
work
That's
on
a
this
tough-
thing,
that's a
but
tough spot.
Do you want to
Different
go out?
responsibility, because here's again, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm engaged in this creative endeavor.
Yes.
All I'm talking about is trying to get people creative. If that means you're at home, so I can't leave, I'm writing music. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Godspeed, sir.
Right.
That's not the same. I'm talking about people that notice what I'm saying. Leave your homes, turn Netflix off, turn binging off,
Okay.
turn sitting around, being afraid of people.
Becomes
How
like-
do you engage people?
Right.
You do have to go out and challenge yourself. All of those things.
I think the bigger thing is like making your time meaningful in whatever you're doing, because like
Sure.
you know those things are, if you are doing something meaningful at home,
Yeah.
then stay home because you're doing something that means something to you versus going out.
But we were talking about depression, and we were talking about that.
Right,
If these
right.
are the things. These are some of the cures for these things. This is some of the secret of success. That was even some of the joke. Remember, I said, "I'm going to give you the secret of success," because I do all right. And that's the secret. You got to go out. You got to. You know how many times I've not want to leave the house? Oh, it's horrible.
So many.
I want to stay
yeah,
home.
like every
You want to stay
time.
home?
Every time.
Almost every time, right?
Yeah.
Most people, they do it every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
They
Just don't
Very
leave.
rarely do I regret going out. Usually like,
Right.
I'm glad I did
Exactly.
that one.
And that's the other lesson, isn't it?
Right.
And even if I have regret, I don't remember it. Like I can't think of any on top of it. I'm like, God, I wish I
Right.
stayed home. Like
Because you can always leave.
That is
Sure,
funny
right.
though, that cycle, because that happens to me so much. Every time almost every time I go out and do something, it's like, this is great, I'm having a lot of fun. And every time it rolls around again, there's always at least a little bit where like,
yeah, even
"Ah,
the same thing. Yeah,
even
the thing you
same
had.
thing."
Yep.
You had a
I'm
great
just
time.
like, I just want to go back to bed.
Yep. For some reason.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of it. It's fighting that off. And
Fighting
saying,
yourself.
Yep, and saying yes to when there are things that do challenge your thing, like going to social events. That's all those things that we were talking about, because that's the point of it all. That's how you network. That's how you get it done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the entire point, right?
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, good. So I just want to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
I feel alleviated.
All right. That made me hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
jump in. I mean, I
disgusting.
know you. Are you gonna jump in with this or?
You should just go full
Yeah,
bore.
let's
Okay.
do it.
I think
Come on, live.
I think here's
Say yes.
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I don't really feel like it. I just kind of want to go to bed.
Oh,
No,
don't do it.
no.
All right.
Don't
Say
just go
yes.
to bed. Go
All
jump
right.
in the pool.
I'm going to
right.
do it.
All right.
I'm going to jump in the pool,
don't
and then
forget-
I'm going to
Well,
go
you-
golfing.
Don't forget.
All right. Sounds good.
Remember, like any networking event, I'm glad we had a good time. Here's some business cards. Don't forget those
Oh,
business
okay.
cards, guys.
It's got one of
Don't
these,
forget this. Oh, don't forget these things and
scanny
flyers
things,
here. Don't
too.
forget these, fellas.
Okay.
Fellas,
Okay.
don't forget.
Great.
I've got tons of stuff. Oh, save 4th
This is
Avenue. There it is.
these are
Don't
gonna-
forget.
okay,
These are
Don't
gonna
forget
blow away
these
in the
things.
wind.
You
I
got to
know.
be really engaged at these
That's
things.
neat.
Business
Look at that.
cards.
I'll put
business.
these in
Put
my
them
golf
somewhere. That's how networking works.
Whoa,
You need business
cards.
cards. Business. It's
Well,
all
that's
business.
for everybody. Whoa.
I've got 3 different designs of business
All right.
cards. It's insane.
Well, I'm gonna run to the little boys' room.
Yeah.
And I'll meet you guys back over. I don't know. You
I'm gonna
grab
take
something
a
to eat.
nap. It's
You gonna
casual
take a
Friday.
nap?
It's
All right.
poolside.
That sounds great.
All right.
I'm gonna make some calls.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right, I'm gonna dive in
I'm gonna be
over.
back in like 2 minutes, so I'll join you in the pool.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
See
I'm
ya.
going to dive over in the high dive over
Yeah,
there. That
go
seems
get
like
it.
fun. I'm going to live today.
Do a flip. What's that? Are you there? Yeah, Tetro. I said. No, I said bye, Tetro. What time?